This is a Michael Connolly novel. It's actually the new Harry Bosch. I don't know if you read these. I read a lot, but if I did read a lot on this side, I'd be struggling because I'd be reading for about 10 to 15 hours on this, which is the AMOLED side. 1080p AMOLED display. Great display for video, high contrast. Not a great display for reading. For battery life, for outdoors reading, it ain't great. But if I press the home button, send it to the back, continue my reading on this side, I'm looking at 5 days with a 3G connection of reading. I can read for 5 days before my battery dies. Realistically, that means on a 3-hour flight, I can read solidly for the 3 hours and lose 2%, 2 to 3% of my battery. That means that I don't have to worry. If I'm at like 15%, I can still read for 3 hours and not worry about being able to get a taxi when I land in a foreign airport or whatever. It changes, I read more.
Yeah.
Simple as that. We're running what we call YotaPhone here. YotaPhone is just the ability now to, something we couldn't do with YotaPhone 1, just to run any app you like on the back. And it's crazy the use cases that come up for this. So I'm running Spotify on the back here. So I get to enjoy my album covers while I'm listening to music, instead of turning off your display, putting it in your pocket, when you want to change the track, take it out, turn it on, which is the way normal phones work.
Right.
Spotify is there, so every single app is there. Anything you want, parking apps, whatever you use, and that's all done through YotaPhone. But we also have our native experience. We call these Yota panels. They're completely user configurable, and they're just about putting information more quickly to your fingertips. So you've got shortcuts. You know, if someone sends me a text or whatever, it'll come through as a full screen notification, then it will shrink down to one of these. I can write a text on here too. The idea here is that just as we, with the 5-day battery life thing, with this we say that if you can use your basic phone functions on this side, you're looking at 3 times greater energy efficiency than the low power mode of rival phones. So we are 1/3 of the energy of the low power mode on a Sony or a Samsung, right? So we want to last 3 times as long. If you can figure out to do your daily tasks on this side. This is all in panels which I've defined. I want my agenda, my weather. You can have 1 panel, you can have up to 4. There you go, got my selfie shortcut here, which is very important. Here I'm using the 8 megapixel. That's a terrible one for chin there. Let's get a bit higher.
Okay.
I'm using the 8 megapixel rear camera as my selfie camera instead of the 2 megapixel on the front. So getting a much higher quality image there to Facebook. YotaCover is a cool way of you'll still get your notifications, but you get images from Facebook or from your local storage of your family, whatever you want.
How durable is the case?
Gorilla Glass 3 on both sides.
Both sides?
On both sides. At great expense, but at great expense also to make this curved Gorilla Glass, which is still a rarity. Curved to just increase the feel, because we still answer calls the same way. So even if you get a call coming in on this side and it says you want to answer, you say yeah, we pick up and hold it this way. So you've got the curvature to increase the pleasantness of the feel. Yeah, Gorilla Glass 3 on both sides, Snapdragon 800, burning away in the middle. 8 megapixel camera on the back, 2 megapixel on the front. 32 gigs storage, couple of gigs of RAM. As a set and LTE connectivity.
Premium specs there.